go.
I know the juice is still there.
Yes,
so let's
sir.
show them even late. Boomer!
Sooner!
I saw 4 fingers in the air, right? We're in the 4th quarter right now. We're getting towards the end. The drone show is coming up here in just a bit. How about a big round of applause for my so-called band putting on a show tonight? And the cartwheels in front of them. What a day. What a 24 hours we've had. The 5K last night.
A few hours later. 364 days later.
I was in the Winter Center though for 2 hours.
There will probably not be one person at this point.
It's great to see you tonight.
3, 2, 1. There you go.
Do you think you all want to? Come on, yourself. Come on. Come on, take home with you.
Sooner Nation, make some noise for my so-called band. We're gonna give them just a second to get off this stage, and then we will get started with the rest of our night leading up to the drone show. So stand by.
This is SEC country.
Let's
Where they're
go.
calling the dogs in the ocean. They're ringing cowbells in Starkville. A path that takes you to the doorstep of country music. Over the great Smoky Mountains. Swamp in Florida. A trot across centuries of history.
SEC,
Over the lawns
we
of
coming.
the Horseshoe and the columns in Columbia. Through the grove of Mississippi and the gateway to Athens. We'll ride into Auburn. Gulf Man. We'll roll through Evo's backyard and cross the sea of blue. We'll see a crimson tide trudge through the fire. It's easy to say that Oklahoma's back. This is Oklahoma. New one.
Let's go.
The fourth quarter. We got about 20 yards to go before we hit pay dirt, but I know the energy, I know the juice is still there.
Yes,
so let's show them even late. Boomer! I saw 4 fingers in the air, right? We're in the fourth quarter right now. We're getting towards the end. The drone show is coming up here in just a bit. How about a big round of applause for my so-called band putting on a show tonight? And the cartwheels in front of them. What a day. What a 24 hours we've had. The 5K last night was, I think, beyond anyone's expectations and belief. We woke up in the SEC this morning in Oklahoma City at Toby Keith's Bar and Grill, and I'm still very upset. Nobody texted Patty Gasso to welcome the 8-time back-to-back-to-back national champ to the SEC. Why would they not want to welcome OU softball? But in all seriousness, it was a great show. It was a great event. Up in Tulsa, Brent Venables, the King, Barry Switzer was there. It was a great celebration. And then, how about the Paul Feinbaum show live right outside the stadium? Every coach that puts their blood, sweat, and tears into making Sooner Nation great was on either the Paul Feinbaum show or SEC Now. The celebration has been unmatched, and it will continue. We're going to hear from Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, coming up in just a bit. We're going to hear from Joseph Harris, and we're going to hear from the greatest athletic director on the planet, Mr. Joe Castiglione, coming up here in mere moments. But before we do any of that, quick note. 1,075 days. 1,075 days. That's when a report came out that said Oklahoma and Texas were headed to the SEC. I thought I fell for a fake tweet. I don't know how many of you guys felt the same way. A mere 6 days later, Oklahoma submitted its path to today. In some cases, it seems like it's taken forever to get here, I bet. In other cases, it seems like it's been in the blink of the eye. But we know this. And we've known this from day one here as Sooner Nation and as Oklahoma fans. There's only one Oklahoma, and now we're learning that it just means more.
Traditions. There's only one Oklahoma, and now it just means more. More of your seat, more top of your lungs, more everything you've got. And even then, it takes one more sprint, one more lift, one more voice, one more decibel. Our OU DNA is built on championship standards, and we're raising them one more level every
Ladies and gentlemen, there are certain people that are put on this earth, I believe, to perform a job. It's what they were brought here to do. To me, Greg Sankey was put on this planet to be the commissioner of the best conference in all of college athletics. So let's give him a big Sooner welcome, our new commissioner of the Southeastern Conference.
When the tuxedos show up in the football stadium, you know it's a big deal, right? You know it's a big deal, and today's a big deal. It is an honor for me to be here representing our 16 member universities and their athletic programs on day one of our expansion, and to say on behalf of every one of the proud universities that comprise the South, to you, we look forward to making new friendships, reestablishing some rivalries, establishing new rivalries, creating memories, seeing new videos on the board of championships won, of games competed in, of lives changed, of fans engaged, and celebrations like this one happening for years and years to come. I want to acknowledge President Harris for his constant communication with me, communicating a vision about becoming a member of the Southeastern Conference, for Joe Castiglione and his leadership team for their work that brings us here today. We're in a new era for college athletics, a new era for the Southeastern Conference, a new era for the University of Oklahoma. I look forward to being back here on a Friday night in just a few weeks, celebrating the opening of the 2024 football season. Have a great evening.
Sankey. Thank you, Commissioner Sankey. All right. There's definitely not a better dressed person here tonight than our next speaker, our next guest. And to me, he's boldly gone where everyone was maybe a little bit concerned to go, became very proactive, said, let's go make something special. Let's do something together. And in that, along with Joe Castiglione, Joseph Harris fearlessly said, we're making the move. So, get loud, get proud for our president, Joseph Harris.
Well, 21. Boomer! All right, so a long time ago I was born. That's where this thing's gonna go, so saddle up. 1967, I was Sooner born. Sooner bred, I grew up listening to and watching Sooner football. Years later, I come into this job 5 years ago, and the first meeting about athletics, I sit down with Joe Castiglione, and he has this big idea, why don't we go to the SEC? I didn't quite make the team when I was here, on a lack of size and speed and ability and discipline. But this idea of being a Sooner fan my entire life and realizing that we truly are elite, and with all the changes going on in college athletics, we knew that OU excellence had to be the constant. And when Castiglione came forward and said, we need to get with the University of Texas and make our move to the place that's best for our future, we knew there'd be haters. That's what my kids say, the haters. No shade, no cap. That's all I've got. We knew a lot of folks would be against it. But we also knew that we had to do this for the University of Oklahoma and our future. I cannot thank Joe Castiglione enough. We've been partners over the last several years. We've waited for this. We announced it 3 years ago. We are now here, and you will know where you were on July 1st, 2024. And the truth of the matter is, I've been at a fancy party with my fancy jacket. It's a pretty fancy jacket. That's right, I'm not asking for compliments, but it's pretty damn fancy. But I'll tell you this right now. The heart and the soul of the University of Oklahoma is here right now. Right? This is the Sooner Nation.
Yes, sir.
And the Sooner Nation will show the Southeastern Conference who we are. Let's do this. Thank you for being here. Boomer.
Sooner!
How about President Harris? Great stuff. Great stuff.
Good stuff. Great stuff.
All right. He's the best. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No elections. It's accepted. Our athletic director, Joe Castiglione.
What you got? Tell me what you got.
Here I am.
He asked me what my walk-up song, what was I wanting, and I hit him with Billy Joel. He just said, what? First of all, I'm here to express just sincere gratitude. That's my message. When we started out on this journey to take a deep dive look at ourselves, understand what was out in front of us in college athletics, we had to check what we had to bring to the table. We know we stand on the shoulders of giants, great players, coaches, fan bases of decades and decades. But for us, it's how we put our current and future teams' athletic program, and by extension, the university, in the best position to be successful. And we could not have done it without phenomenal leadership. I'm so grateful that we had a president that understands what it looks like, what it feels like, what we need in bold, unequivocally strong leadership. And the board joined. And then we looked around and we said, we've got the best coaches, and I'm so grateful for our coaching staff. We've got a great staff that supports them and our athletes, and we've got the best athletes. What are we gonna do together? And we said, you know what? We've got the best fan base to go with all of it, and that is what we are taking as we are heading east. State after state after state. We have tremendous respect for all of the 15 institutions we're joining in the SEC. Healthy. You're talking about the best of the best, sport by sport. We've got, as was said earlier, the visionary for college athletics right now in Commissioner Sankey. This is why the SEC is elite. And you will hear the question pondered, what happens when elite joins elite? That's you. You aren't here just to be here on a symbolic day as we become a new member in the SEC. You are part of a transformative movement to help our program go much farther, much higher, and win a lot more championships with great athletes. And I know that we're gonna be at a point in time, and my dream, our dream, the athlete's dream, is to be on a stage for one of the great SEC championships. And our commissioner right here, handing one of our teams its first SEC championship, and then its second SEC championship, and then its third SEC championship, and more and more and more. There's only one meets the SEC. That's what we're gonna do together. We have set the stage, or the scene, tonight. We have set the scene. But it's about, not today, but tomorrow, the days, the weeks, the months, and the years ahead. We know sometimes you take a leap of faith with us, but whatever it is, you have that bone-deep conviction. You are helping us set the scene. And I'm going to ask you to turn your eyes to the scoreboard for one more special video before we have our show tonight. The infamous Toby Rowland and the scene setter for Oklahoma and the SEC.
If elite merged with elite, if a program, a community, a fan base, a tradition virtually unequaled across the United States of America, the home of the Selmans and Wayman and Billy Baker and the Boz, of Chamberlain and Allo and Tiare, the home of Kyler and Blake and Trey and Sam and Jay White and CP3 and the Miners and the Owens and Vessels and AD and Superman. Of Little Joe and Keith and GK and Buddy and Alvin and Stacy and Stacy and Mookie. Of Bart and Maggie and Dr. Death. Of Benny and Bud and Barry and Bob and Brent and Billy and Mark and KJ and Bibble and Patty. The home of Heisman's and Marathons and Showstoppers and champions and champions and champions. What if Oklahoma joined a tradition virtually unequaled across these United States of America? A conference of Bo and Peyton and Barkley and Pistol Pete, Marshall and Shaq and Saban and the Bear, the home of Rocky Top and the Grove and the Swamp and of Heisman's and record breakers and showstoppers and champions and champions and champions. Can you imagine what would happen if elite merged with elite? If there's only one united with, it just means more. If Oklahoma joined the SEC, we're about to find out. Is over. A new era has arrived. Here we go. Live from Owen Field in the Lloyd Noble Center. And Mitchell and the Caswin Fieldhouse and all across Stewart Nation. Oklahoma is in the SEC.
Good. Wow.